Hello.
We're looking for thread colors. All right. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. It's Wednesday morning. This is the Kimberbell July
Digital Dealer.
This is a really cute tote bag. It's great for anything for the summer. Great beach bag.
Absolutely.
It's got a cute leather accent at the bottom, so if you set it in the sand, it won't. You'll be able to wipe your
Wipe that off super easy.
Exactly. So that's really nice. Good morning, Connie, Dee. How are you guys? So it's kind of a long stitch out. We've decided to do the 8x12 design. So it's about a 40-minute stitch out.
Go big or go home.
Right. You can also do the 5x7 version. Good morning, Cindy. You will need to load the design plus the centering crosshair. And this project is done with wash away sticky. That's what we put in there?
That's what we put in there.
All right, awesome. Oh, Dee got her box of goodies. Oh, it was a big box, so you had a few things in there for sure. So we have already loaded our stabilizer, and Lisa scored that. So
I did. So this is, again, sticky wash away and an 8x12 hoop since we're doing the larger.
I know you can't see her, but she's just peeling. It's not super
Sorry,
exciting.
I didn't know you switched cameras.
She's just peeling. And the first color that we're going to use is the color for like the outline of the circle. Good morning, Leslie. And the words. So we have decided to use ES1707. So that's the color that I'm going to load in right now. And I'm just going to stitch the crosshair first. So Lisa can show you the bag while I am stitching the crosshair, and then we'll bring the hoop back over there and get the bag stuck to it.
So this, of course, is going to go on sticky. So with that crosshair, we need to know where we're going to stitch. So following the directions, this part we generally do follow the directions.
Yeah.
We don't usually veer too much off of that.
I didn't put like a pin in it, but I used the
This
mat.
is our measurements. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have pretty sides together, and we actually are already pretty because Sarah has already sewn in both our ribbon and our leather. So we've got that already set to go. And then there is that 6-inch.
6.5.
And yep, I was going to say we're actually over.
Yep.
So 6.5 inches on that coming down. So that is going to go into that crosshair. And I'm just going to move this.
Oh, good morning. Look at all of a sudden we have a whole bunch of people on. Hi, Louisa, Karen. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. So, and this is going to go.
I think bottom left. Yep. I think it's folded the right way.
Okay. I just was making sure that I was doing it right.
Yep.
All right. So I know you guys can't see that super well. Here's my crosshair. And I am going to just place this so that the design is actually so that we're looking at it on screen. So I'm just going to place that and then press the bag into my sticky. Scooch that up just a hair so you guys can see that. And then we're going to open and make sure that that follows right along that crosshair. And again, I know you can't see that stitch real well, but we want to make sure that our fold is along that. And then we are going to open the bag up. So I do have a wrinkle. I'm going to fix that as I go. But I am going to smooth out my bag front, and I am just going to unstick up to that wrinkle and smooth out the front of the bag.
And
So
this bag was actually pretty square. I was pretty surprised. So you never really know what you're going to get with a blank.
so this is the new.
It is the newest
the
one.
new
It's
blank.
like a green gray.
Yep.
Like grayish.
They call it dark some gray, I think,
Yeah.
is what they call it. So these are available now in the line. So I really like that.
Yep.
It is a nice size. And again, these are in the directions. The ribbon and the leather have already been sewn on. So
And it's really easy. You just top stitch them down on top of it. So no like cutting your bag or anything like that. So just a quick top stitch.
So this is, I know, a hoop that doesn't particularly like our machine, but we only have so many 8x12 hoops.
True.
And
I do have some clips over here so we can roll up a little bit. There we go, and clip in. So we're just kind of rolling the excess stuff down at the bottom here and clipping it with our Wonder clips, just so that we don't end up with this.
We're not wearing it.
Stuck. Yeah, when it doesn't get stuck around the
and
arm.
it's not getting stuck anywhere.
All right, so
before
make
you
sure.
start stitching, reach up, make sure your handle is not tucked underneath the hoop so that you're not stitching that into anything. Make sure that you don't have any wrinkles before you begin.
Okay.
And our first piece is going to be basically the circle that goes around the outside and the words high tides and good vibes. This is a 12-minute stitch. We're going to get that going. I think it's probably one of the longer stitch outs.
Yep.
The waves might have a good amount of time there too. And again, this is color number 1707. You're like right there.
Yeah.
I hope we're not too high. Is that going to go higher?
I don't. It might. The good news is it'll be very close.
It'll be right up next to that ribbon.
Yep. It is going to go right over top of it, I think. Oh, well. That's what you get for following the instructions, right?
Yeah.
That's probably why you're not supposed to
Put
sew
the
it
ribbon
on
on
first.
first?
Yeah. But we never get to that part of it, so I thought people would like to see what it looks like.
So don't recommend sewing your ribbon on first. As you can see, we are going to probably start stitching on that crochet ribbon. Here it goes.
Do you want to pull the stitches off there?
We could. Maybe.
Because I can always resew it. It's just a stretch. It should be just a simple stitch.
Right under that foot.
I should have projected the image down. We could have just moved it.
We could have. Day late, dollar short.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's plenty of bag space.
Plenty of room, yeah. Need a little bit heavier to go through that. We got a snip. You think that's enough?
Maybe
Just
a couple more.
keep
I was
going.
gonna say, and then we can just tape that up, and then I can just put it back down. That should be plenty. We'll just get that out of the way. That should be plenty. There we go. Yeah, if you're doing this at home and you want to put that on first, You probably should
Check the the top stitch edge.
Yeah.
And make sure that you're not going to go into your ribbon.
And we certainly could have projected our image down and checked that, but we didn't. I took Kimberbell's measurements to be right on. Oh well. Easily fixed.
Yeah, definitely not a hard fix, for sure.
Right. All right. Is there room to drop the design a little? Oh yeah, there's tons of space.
We
Yes.
just didn't realize we were going to need to. We
I followed her instructions and just assumed that there was going to be space. And my ribbon is 2.5 inches down, and there we go. So yeah, you could definitely drop that down a little bit.
But you're probably going to be doing your ribbon after, which of course you would notice that, hey, wait a minute.
Right.
I'm covering my design. I'm just going to bump that up a little bit, and you would stitch it wherever.
Yeah.
So.
I was just thinking this morning that nobody ever sees.
We never see it.
Do that.
All
part.
the stitching with the sewing parts.
Because it
takes
the
so much more
embroidery
time.
part takes so then we never really show that. So I thought, well, I'll just get ahead of the game. That's what I get.
Geez, Sarah, way to think ahead.
I know, right? The nerve. Well, we always say, let us mess it up so you don't.
Yep. We make the mistakes so you don't have to.
Yeah.
There you go. It's cute stitch though.
It is very cute.
The font is really cute.
Yeah. I wonder if really, can I see the instructions? Where's the page that I'm looking for? Here. No, page 2.
I don't know.
I wonder if really this was supposed to be the opposite. So for the 5x7 design, it says measure 7.5 inches down and mark. And for the 8x10, it has you mark 6.5.
I bet you that's
I think maybe
flipped.
that should have been the opposite way. Because if I had gone down the inch.
An inch, we would have been fine.
Right, and that would have then been on that. So.
Which for a 5.5.
So that would have made it a little bit closer to the top.
Yeah. And the design would have been smaller,
And
so
the smaller,
it would have.
Right. It doesn't really make sense to put the
5.5.
The larger design closer
to the top.
Does it?
Not really.
No. So if you're looking at your instructions, I would imagine if you put your 8x12 design at 7.5 inches down,
it would be great.
It would probably be better than if you did it at the 6.5 inches because
we'd be an inch lower, then we'd be just fine.
Right, and then there would be some space between this and the trim. So I know my trim, visually looking at that, it's not too low.
No, and that inch.
And they've got that inch.
Yeah, which we're not going to have.
Right. So, anyways.
So do that.
Do that. Go down a smidge more, and then you'll be good to go.
Was there any corrections sent out?
I didn't see any.
I don't remember seeing anything.
No.
It's the same color as my shirt.
Yeah.
Look at that. I need to stay this temperature all day.
Exactly. Wouldn't that be great? Measure 2.5 inches down.
Measure 1.25 inch down from the top for the 8x12.
Oh, that's what I did. I measured 2.5 inches. I thought that was the top. And that was the bottom. See what happens when you do things in the morning. I still think I would go down lower on the bag.
Yeah.
Not a lot of space up there.
Like we say, we make the mistakes.
That's
you
right.
guys don't have to. That's the whole point of these, right? So
Absolutely. The good news is that'll be easy to fix.
Oh, most definitely. Straight stitch is very fixable.
Yeah.
It's not like these stitches.
No.
Nope, nope, nope. This is a cute design.
It is. Very, very cute. We've got all kinds of stuff going in this one. Flexi foam, so we've got like a 3D
3D sun.
sun. Then we have glitter vinyl in the treetop and on the sand.
Yeah.
We have belts.
Belts and mylar in the waves.
Yep, we have just about all of the stuff.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, Louisa said this time it's a very readable font. Yeah, it's a nice font. It's cute. I like the fonts that have like the lowercase and the uppercase letters. They're all kind of going in the same. There's not like a ton of descenders and things like that in there. It's all on the
Yeah,
same.
and from an embroiderer's standpoint, it works really well because you don't have lines that bump into the line below it, and
Yep.
so having your G the same height as your O, or
Yep.
roughly,
Right.
works very well.
Did you get stuck in that rain yesterday?
No,
Were you still here or were you on your way home?
I was still here.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was a definite downpour. And boy, did I walk outside and I was like,
Oh,
oh,
it's nice and
it's
sticky.
nice and sticky. Yeah, I walked out and it was like, ugh. Yeah. No, it was very light sprinkle. It wasn't completely dry, but definitely not the downpour. Had a nice car wash.
Yeah, we stopped at Meyer on the way home, and we were in Meyer when the downpour came
dumped.
down. Yeah,
Those buildings make it super loud, don't they?
yeah,
It's like being in Sam's Club.
yeah. Well, exactly. Well, then it's like the look of paranoia on Dave's face as it's raining because, of course, the house, we
Is
don't have the
open.
siding up yet. So we have the waterproofing stuff on there. He did a really good job of making sure,
It's not open.
It's more covered now than it really was when the other stuff was on the house, but still, it's making him he's like, oh man. Then he's like looking at the camera. Is it raining at the home? And I'm like, does it matter? We're 30
What are you
minutes
gonna do
away.
about it?
You gonna go out there with an umbrella? Like it is what
Do
it is.
you have an
babe.
umbrella for your house?
Right. I'm like, I felt bad for him. I could see that he was completely stressing, but I'm like, there's nothing we can do to fix this point. So
No, there is not.
part of the siding is going to be delivered today, and so he's at home to receive it. So he's got the
Stressing
cameras.
about that
He's
too.
Stressing up, yeah, totally.
He's so stressed.
He does get stressed about it, yeah.
Yes, so Samantha is closing in on some, she's hearing back from people that she's left messages and
Yeah.
things with, so she's just heard back from caterer, and so she thinks that that's probably what she'll do with that.
Yeah.
And I just need to hear back from a rental company, and
Yeah.
she's funny. I would not be surprised if she has
The majority of it.
the
planned.
majority of it planned before she goes back to Arizona. Yeah. there's still a lot to do.
Yeah.
I mean, dress and,
Yeah.
you know.
Do you think she'll have like a big wedding party? Like, will she have a lot of bridesmaids?
She has a lot of friends that she wants to have
involved. Yeah.
So, you know, it's hard when, like, Zach doesn't have the same number.
Right.
So it's hard to find balance. I said, you don't have to have everything equal. It's not,
Right.
you know, required.
Right.
It's the nice thing about it. It's, you can
Yeah.
do whatever you want.
It's
You know,
your wedding,
there's no rules. There's guidelines that people have done, but you can literally do whatever you want, you know. And you know, I always laugh when I think about the movie 27 Dresses.
Yeah.
And you know, at her wedding, there was the doc that everybody's wedding that she had ever been in, you know, all of those dresses.
Yeah.
They were all standing up for her. And there was this literally 30 people, you know, behind her. And he had, what, 3 or something, 2 or 3 on his side. So, you know, you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
But she's cute. She's, she actually has a Pinterest wall, for lack or whatever you want to call it, but of things she's been saving of weddings since she was a little girl. I didn't know about that.
No.
That was cute. So I'm like, when did you do all this? She's, oh, I've been doing this for years. I was like, oh, because she's like scrolling. I'm like, when did you do all this? She's showing me, well, I like this, and you know, and I'm like, oh, okay, where'd you find, when? When did you find all this?
Yeah, it's funny that some people that you don't expect have been like planning the perfect, what their vision has been for a long time.
So I definitely know that, you know, she's been my tomboy all along, but you know, she still wants, you know, the pretty, she doesn't want a long train and doesn't want to have to deal with all of that kind of thing, but she has a vision of what kind of dress she wants, and you know, we were talking about getting hair and makeup done, and you know, taking that stress off of what if she can't get her hair to do what she wants it to do, or you know, whatever. And she's like, do you think we should bring somebody in? I'm like, I think that's a great idea. I said, but you know, every time I've ever done that, I have gone back in, taken it all down, taken the makeup off, and done it over, because I'm never happy with what everybody else has ever.
Right.
I have never had my hair or makeup done by someone else and left it the way they did it. Not once.
Yeah.
For any, you know, a dance.
Right.
You know, I did my hair and makeup on my wedding day in about 5 minutes. It cooperated. Fortunately.
Well, I know when I had my hair done for my wedding, there was like, I had like a pre-hair appointment where, you know, we had
you tested out different things.
We had a plan, yes.
Right.
And then of course, nothing went as it was supposed to on my wedding day. My hairdresser was sick. And so the person who did my hair was not her. And
wasn't quite.
It ended up being fine because the gal had been there the day of, and so, but yeah, you just, you know.
You got to roll with it.
You do. I mean, if everything goes off without a hitch, I always say maybe that's the bad omen. Maybe it's, you got to have something fun to talk about later on, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Did we grab one of those?
I did not.
Okay.
Do you think we can get all the way to the other? Maybe we'll try to get.
I do, but you might need to turn off the warning because I don't think it'll let you continue.
We are low bobbing, so.
You know, I thought of that, but it looked like there was a decent amount on there.
It did. I'm just going to try to get to a better stopping point, and then we'll pop that off and change. That's okay. Got it?
I do.
Oh, geez.
Like I said, I'm sure it'll go because
Yeah.
they're stupid with.
But we would definitely have to change it at some point, so. Might as well do it now. Oops.
What's next?
It still has.
It was still going
one
on
more
another
line.
ring? Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't sure how much it had on there, so I didn't think we wanted it to stop mid.
This hoop is really not friendly. It's stuck on the tape,
On the tape?
that thread.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so now we can finish this. Just almost done with this. Except for now it's not threaded.
Of course it's not, because I totally snagged it. Are we still in position enough, or do we?
Now we are.
No, we're good. Sorry. Yeah, it was very top heavy,
Yeah.
so it had nothing on the bottom. Can't see much there.
No,
Sorry.
sorry. It's really hard to see on that side. It's I think next we
Yeah,
have
the
yellow. Yep. All right, so the next thing we have to do is the placement line for the flexi foam.
Okay.
We can just keep the same thread in there. We'll change it when we're
When I'm trimming.
trimming, yeah. Okay, now we have our flexi foam.
Tack that down, so just completely cover that up.
So it's definitely important that you trim this after you do this and don't try to put your
Yes.
fabric piece on at the same time, because this is going to be just a smidge smaller on the inside than the next lines.
All right, so Sarah's going to rethread while I trim this. And it's
go.
going to be yellow fabric, so yellow thread, unless you want to be different.
Right. I'm going to put in ES 602 for our sun.
And of course, you want to trim as close as you can to those stitches without cutting the stitches.
And if you're following along on your pattern, we have just turned over to page 7.
So we got that all
Looking
trimmed.
good.
Go back to the machine. Try not to unthread.
Make sure your handle's not caught underneath there.
Yep. Every time that you're going to be going in and out for trimming one of these appliques, make sure that that handle is not getting stuck.
Okay.
Switch.
Now we have the placement for the sun fabric.
Pretty yellow.
All right, now we're going to trim the fabric away from that. Then we will stitch the sun decorative stitches. It's kind of like a candle wicking stitch.
And back to the machine. Erg. Our hoop down, and here's the decorative stitch. Do, do, do.
Next, we have the base of the palm tree. Do
Okay.
you want to do dark or light?
It's going to go up against that.
Yep.
Whatever you want. I don't care. That's the only real browns I've got, I think.
Let's do this. I think the light one will look better on the bag. What do you
Got
think?
that bronzy color, but I think that looks
Yeah, I think
geeky.
this is really dark on here. Let's do
Yeah.
the light.
Okay.
We can do the same color for the sand.
Sure can.
Okay. We are going to change to color number ES2526. This is like a khaki color. And we're going to do the palm tree.
Slippery little sucker.
Mm-hmm.
Not really sure what happened there. Just throwing stuff around.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I know it's hard to see the edge over here when the hoop is and the arm is in the way. And it doesn't help.
No.
then we have green glitter for our palm tree. What green do we want to use? Do we want dark or that one?
Sure.
Okay.
So if you are sewing along and you have not yet, you do need to remove the plastic top from your glitter.
Yeah, you've got green and pink if you are following along with the same colors.
Are we going to need to fuse that?
We could.
Do I need to plug this in?
Sure. Well, that's a bummer, Miss Connie, but it does happen. Those little switches sometimes, they're not infallible, unfortunately. All right, I am going to change to color number ES1619. This is a really pretty like spring green. And this is going to be the outline for our palm tree leaves.
Oh man, that is a bummer.
Yeah.
So this is Tucker's fault.
She on?
Yep. I happened to catch it. Sorry. Still Tucker's fault.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to, of course, completely cover that up with our green glitter. And the next we'll tack that in place.
You could, of course, tape that if you needed to.
I'm sure you're completely shocked that we did not. Do you want to tear now?
Yeah, it is a candle wicking stitch, so I'm not sure how it will
cover
tear.
real well.
Yeah.
All right, so we're just going to pull our glitter towards the stitches so that, I don't know if I can do that underneath.
Yeah, it might be easier.
I thought maybe.
Yeah, it's a weird spot, isn't it?
It's got a lot of different angles. So. All right, so.
Slide up just a little more. We really need to readjust that camera, don't we?
We need to do something. All right, so I am just pulling these towards so that they're going into the leaf areas.
And then we're gonna fuse.
Yeah.
So the really cool thing about glitter vinyl, if you didn't already know this, is that it will just pull in and perforate, so you don't have to take the time with your scissors to trim in. The important part is, like Lisa was demonstrating, pull in towards the stitches, not out, because you don't want to pull it right out.
And then if you missed a spot, you can just get that little cleanup. Tweezers, you can also grab it with tweezers and pull towards the stitch.
Karen says she can't wait to see the palm trees when she returns to California in November. Yeah, we don't have a lot of palm trees around here.
No, those are hard to find.
Definitely.
All right, so I think I got rid of
good.
everything.
Yep.
So I'm just going to cover that because I don't want anything.
Do you need to put a mat underneath you?
Nah, maybe.
Slide the grating in
Yep.
front of you.
And I'm just going to press that. Don't want to smush my felt, or no, foam. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, we haven't put the felt on yet.
All right, so that should be pretty good there. I see a little piece that hopefully I didn't. It has a lot of interior points. It was hard to tear into.
All right. Then
I think we're good.
The next thing that we're going to do is the decorative stitching around that. So you could change the color if you wanted there to be a little bit more contrast. I think we're just going to leave ours at the same color, so there won't be a real big contrast around the outside edge. It'll just blend.
And you noticed I did cover that. You do not have your iron directly touching your vinyls. So make sure that you have something in between. It doesn't want to come off.
A little flaky, huh?
It's a little flaky. Yeah, this is a hair lighter, so it's still giving it.
Yep. You can still see it.
Yep.
All right, after this, we have, Mylar next. That's where we're at. Trim the glitter, pressing the glitter, decorative outline. Then stitch the placement, stitch the waves placement with our Mylar. What do we want? These two colors maybe for our waves?
That looks pretty.
Or something else?
You're welcome to get a non-Oriani if you want. This is really nice. You guys are almost in a viewing area where you can see the tree. No, actually, I think I like
that's
that better.
Yeah, me too.
You can see a little bit better now. It's a little bit lighter, so it does stand off really nicely.
Then maybe we'll put, there's light in there, almost white, so maybe we'll just go back to this color.
Yeah,
for the
that
wave.
sounds great.
Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. There's that if you would rather, but I think that one's probably fine.
Yeah, I think I like it. Yeah, I'm okay with that one.
All right.
All right, so we're gonna start with, let's see, stitch the wave tack down, stitch the waves fill. I think we're gonna use this for the waves fill. So we're gonna use, we're gonna go back to color number ES1707, which is the same color that we used on our words, the high tides and good vibes part.
So, in case you've ever wondered, you actually can tip these chairs over. I just tried.
Yeah.
went a hair too far. This is going to be the placement for the Mylar. And again, if you purchased our kit, all of this does come in the kit. All these wonderful little pieces, which means you don't have to buy a full pack of all of these pieces.
Okay. We're going to plop that back on. And then you're not going to tear the Mylar away right away. You're going to let it do a bunch of the stitching first. I cannot believe that it is the 12th already.
Yep. Blinked.
I remember very vividly last week, you're like, it's only the 1st of July. And I'm like, it's already the 1st of July.
I said that? No.
You did.
I think it was the 5th because we weren't here on the 1st.
True.
Oh, no, wait.
But
I
I
was
meant-
here the 1st. You weren't here on the 1st.
It was like the first part of July.
the
at
first.
beginning
It
of
was like the
July.
first week. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember that. It's just like blink. There went another week.
Yep.
This one's not Tucker's fault. But she started it.
What do you think? We should just go lightest to darkest? Or do you want dark and then
I
do you have a preference?
nope.
No,
So I think that sounds like a great plan.
because I don't really have another plan.
I think that's a great plan. I think I'm ready for my Mountain Dew.
Yeah, you need to go get it.
Nah, I'll be all right.
I bet if you ask really nicely, someone will
Yeah.
probably get it for you.
It's okay.
All right, so the next part is going to be a lighter, the lighter of the two greens that we're doing, I guess, which is really the middle color from these three. And we picked a Floriani for this, and that one is Floriani color number
2040. So this is kind of an aquamarine color, which is shark fins in the water. Yep. Why? There we go. I'm like, I can't even put it on the spool. It's going to be a great day.
Can't find the hole today.
Nope. It's not my job.
All right. Okay, we're gonna go ahead
Here we
and
go.
start stitching again. Leslie is asking, is Kimberbell going to come out with more colors for the tote bags? They have had a variety of different tote bags. This is the larger version.
This is. So they've had canvas, which was the smallest.
And we had two colors of denim.
Denim.
That light one, and then the dark one. And then the buffalo check one. We had a black buffalo check, and then we had the gray buffalo check.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
I'm not sure, really. It would be.
I haven't heard anything, but I think they will continue to alternate colors because that's from past history of it.
Yeah.
That seems to be kind of their
deal.
You know, they rotate, so it's fresh.
Yeah.
I don't know whether turquoise will be a color or not. I think orange and teal are their colors, so I wouldn't be shocked to see either a light or darker color of that variety. But who knows? They don't ask what we want. At least not usually. But I definitely like their tote bags. I love the buffalo check, but when they're not square, that's really noticeable.
Yeah.
So I like I like this color. I wasn't sure about it at first.
I think for me, this is a great size, but I would definitely take the handles off and I would make the handles longer and I would wrap them around the whole bag so that it like supports the whole thing. Yep. And I probably do that before I put the leather on. And I put the leather on the bottom and you wouldn't see the bottom part of the tote, but that would support your weight better.
Yep.
And distribute that a little bit more.
Yeah, and depending upon what, you know, if you're lining it and whatnot, you've got those handles at the top that really bulk up.
They do, yeah.
This is really cute.
Right. The other really cool thing about this is this size bag is very similar to the size of like the towels.
Yeah.
So you could easily take any one of the towels that they have and turn it into a bag using like this as kind of your blank.
Yeah.
It's going to be really, really close in size. It won't be exactly that, but really close.
We've actually done that many times.
Yep.
I've actually got a pattern. Is it on the website?
I don't know.
It was from the Kimberbell, the last Kimberbell workshop thing we did. I don't know if it's on. We should do that if it's not. And lined and unlined and it was using the towel. And it wasn't a Kimberbell towel, but it was a Kimberbell event because of the cost of the tote to put that in their kits.
That's right, yeah.
And I was trying to keep the kit cost down.
Yep.
So we put a towel in there for $5 instead of a tote in there for 20, right? Yeah. And then gave everybody the pattern on how to make that. That worked out really well.
It did. How long? 2 1/3.
What was that?
She asked how long. She didn't remember how long, and then the look on Tucker's face a minute ago. You're fine. I know. I'm sorry. We have to talk about something fun.
Oh, all right. Dun, da, da, da.
Ta-da!
Next.
Are the kits still available for the store? If you're talking about
this one,
yes. If you go up to the description of this video, there should be a link right to our website. Oh yeah, I'm like, what are you asking me for? The darker color. Dun dun dun.
You know, the next color.
All right, so now, I should tell you the color number is ES447. So we've got the darker or the
Pretty
darkest
teal.
color. Yeah.
And this is the last wave.
And then we can pull the Mylar off.
Uh-oh,
What's that?
she's yawning again.
Oh.
See? Oh, her fault. Yeah. You yawned. I happened to
She
look
yawned.
up right when you yawned, and I was like, crud.
And then I yawned.
And so I yawned, and then she yawned, and I was like, it's all Tucker's fault. And then it happened again.
And she said it's not Tucker's fault.
And then I was like, but the one that just happened was yours, because I looked up and you were yawning again, so I yawned again.
Hi, Pam. She's late.
We are on the home stretch.
Yeah.
There is about 11, 12 minutes of stitch time, and we only have a simple applique left, I think.
We have the sand, which is,
which
like
I'll have
simple.
to trim,
And
and then
then
we have glitter, which
The seashells. Yeah.
I don't have to trim,
No.
hopefully.
But you don't trim the felt until actually
After.
it's done stitching. So,
Well, then we're all good.
yeah.
We'll be moving right along.
We just pull the Mylar off.
Footloose
so,
and fancy free. Muppets. How?
not a big Muppet fan.
No?
No.
I watched a lot of Muppets growing up.
I watched Fraggle Rock.
I watched that too. So I was scrolling through reels the other day, and the Swedish Chef was rapping. It was so funny. I must have watched it like, I lost track how many times. I just kept letting it play again and again. It was so funny. Because of course you can't understand anything he's saying.
Right.
Which, a lot of times you can't understand the
anything,
rap or
yeah.
any either. It was absolutely adorable. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
On the way home yesterday, I looking at the news, and I said to Dave, so apparently Mr. Worldwide, so Pitbull was supposed to be at the Soaring Eagle Casino on Sunday, and he didn't show up. And Little John was the opening act. And so Dave says, I said, apparently Little John held down the fort. He's like, what did he just say? Yeah? Over and over again. So as I'm reading the article, the guy's like, yeah, Little John just kept singing other people's songs, saying, yeah, for an hour and a half.
Oh, Lord.
I was like, oh, that must have been an interesting concert. I'm a little disappointed to be thinking that Pitbull is going to be out there. And all you get is
Little John.
Lil Jon. But the way the article was written was pretty funny. Is this gray bag similar to the green bag in the Bella box? Yeah. Yep, exactly.
It's the same size.
We thought this
is
was
what
that,
was going
or
to be that.
was this, but they're two different
They
colors.
are different colors, for sure.
All right.
So
Oh, one more color.
we've got the outline.
outline.
I think we can do this color.
Tear that, stitch the outline, and then, okay, yeah, say this color,
I
right?
think the dark color is good.
Good, okay.
So we are sticking with this last darkest color for the basic satin, I think,
Yeah.
ish stitches around the edges, or whatever the decorative stitches. Yeah, it looks satin.
Yeah. This is a 7-minute stitch.
Oh, so
Yeah.
yep. That darn Swedish boingy boingy. Yep. Trying to think. I know I sent you something, but I can't remember what it was. Something about a cat.
Yeah, there was a couple cat videos. I had a lot of cat videos.
but it reminded me of you, so I had to send it. But I can't remember what it was. It does, not that it matters in the slightest, but I was like, oh, I have to send this one to Sarah. If it's just something I need to save, I send it to myself. Do you send things to yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get that the box, the fabric box? Yeah, remember when I was like, there was a made out of like the 18-inch squares?
I don't. Where I saw that you sent me something, but I couldn't open it. So.
Huh. I'll have to find it again.
Let's see. Was that?
I think it was Instagram.
Well, let's try that then. I don't remember where I was the other day, and none of my videos would load.
Yeah, that happens
That one.
sometimes. Yeah, that one.
Then, yep, I got it. Maybe it'll load here today, because I forget where I was, and I was like, I've got bars. It even said, but nothing would, like, everything was grayed out. It wouldn't load anything. So, yeah, I have it. That's cute.
It's cute. Maybe we could do that this afternoon.
Let's look at that. Yeah, let's look at that. Boo, the boo, the boo, the boo. There's people watching.
There's people watching. I know, right? It's so exciting when they watch.
It's so much better when there's somebody watching. A year soon.
Yeah.
Obviously, because weeks went by and we didn't realize it, so a year will go by without blinking of an eye too. Soon-to-be son-in-law is picking on us. He says he's teasing about, well, I've got, this many viewers. How many do you have? When they were here on Monday.
Yeah.
They brought his parents by because they wanted to see.
Yeah.
And I was like, not that many. But I've got a lot for what we do. Like, the key is you just got to get that one person that shares it to the right place.
Yes.
But they were actually very impressed with what we had. And the Mylar looks like the sun is setting.
It does. It's cool. Looks good.
Don't you guys think so? It looks like the sun is setting there. It's a little darker. It's got like a little cloud over it.
Yep.
Deeper as it's getting closer to the horizon.
Sounds like you're talking the hawk down.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what Black Widow says to the Hulk when she's trying to get him to unhulk. The sun is setting.
I don't know. I guess I never paid attention. I mean, I know she talks to him, but I never paid attention to what she said, I guess.
Maybe your son-in-law needs to share our video.
Like, you're on ESPN. It's really not fair. We're not on ESPN. It's not the same thing.
We could make this sound like a very exciting game. It's coming down the home stretch, like a horse race, right?
Round and third.
Round and third.
So we went to the Mud Hens game on Saturday night, and they do a fireworks display after the game. It was actually a really fun game. There was a lot of scoring, and so it was fun to watch. Home runs, and there was a grand slam. I've never been at a game and physically seen a grand slam. That was fun. That was really cool. And the fireworks afterwards.
Yeah.
And then they just like stopped, and we were like, well, that was weird. And so the lights went up, everybody starts piling out, and Sam and Zach were like, could you take a picture? Like, can we get down there? And with the field behind us? And I'm like, yeah, you know, so
Yeah.
we're trying to go down.
Yeah.
Everybody else is trying to go up. So then we like scooched in and started climbing over seats and stuff to get down there. And so I'm like framing them in, and all of a sudden the rest of the fireworks start going off. So the lights are on and everything. So I'm like, quick, hurry, turn. So I have fireworks going off in the back behind their picture. They turned out really fun. It was cool. But I'm like scrunched down so I can get the fireworks in the photo too. It was neat. Totally unexpected, but perfect moment for change. I was in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
I'm never in the right place at the right
Were you
time.
taking them with a real camera or with your phone?
With her phone.
Yeah.
So.
You know, sometimes if you turn your phone upside down, if you're trying to get something in the sky, when you take the phone will automatically flip it into your thing, but then you don't have to get down so far. You just turn your phone upside down. Then the camera is down lower and it gets the angle. Here's a tip.
That makes sense.
I've taken a couple of Disney photos.
There was like no thinking about anything.
Exactly.
It was like, quick,
Hurry.
move. With my luck, her app would have closed and the phone would close, and then I was like, don't move. Yes. Hold still. Gonna try this. It was cool. And I was like, you need to move your hat because the light was like totally shadowing her face, and like, move, let's go, move faster. But it was cool. And they ended up winning, which makes it better.
Yeah.
But I bought funnel cakes. I love funnel cakes. So I bought a funnel cake for Samantha and myself. They were not good at all.
No.
Which is such a disappointment.
Yeah. Do you want darker or lighter?
I don't care.
Light it is.
Okay.
Okay.
So we are going to do the sand placement and tack down, which is felt.
And we're going to pull that mylar off. Or just tear it off. We really only need to get it
out of the way of the sand.
Yeah, but it really does come off easy, so.
Yep, with all of those satin stitches, it's just gonna come right away. All done. Look at that. Which is why you always want to wait until you're done stitching with that Mylar. The stitches basically.
Thread that the entire way, right?
I mean, it's coming down here.
Okay.
Yep, we're good.
Okay.
And then we had our ride home.
All right, we're sliding that over top of there. Of course, you know, you can tape it if you want.
I don't want.
And remember, it's felt, so this is going to be
raw edge.
Yeah, it's going to be raw edge, so this is the stitch.
This is it.
And then we don't even have to trim this yet. We can just go ahead and finish the stitches. So the next thing that it's going to do after this is our glitter. So are we using this pink?
I don't have a lot of pinks.
Okay.
I've got a purpley pink. I've got lighter pink. Got hot pink.
What about the purpley
coral pink.
Purpley pink? I think that's probably the better choice.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm game.
Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So we're going to put in ES 387. And this was the 2526 that we used earlier for the palm tree. All right, so we've got our placement line for the little starfishes.
You place that lovingly in the corner. Did you want the rest of that for something? I went to bed last night, woke up.
Okay. All right, we want to pull that off. And again, we can just pull towards the stitches and get that. It's always got to be one part, right? Got it? Okay. I'm going to slide that back on. If I push, I'll just throw the whole darn thing out.
And using that same color thread, we're going to stitch that final color stop, which are some seashells next to that. You could, of course, change colors if you wanted. Terrible job.
I mean, it is a moving object.
It was moving. It's a pretty shell.
Good choice.
I like this color. One of those we needed for the solids
Yeah.
and the newer colors. And ladies and gentlemen, that completes the stitching.
It does.
So, with that complete, we just need to change your scissors.
Want to try these?
I'll try those. Oh, heck yeah. There we go.
The color we used for the shell was ES387.
Big difference.
We use that for the starfish, on the pink glitter, and then for the seashells as well. It's super cute.
And there is that adorable design. So there's a couple jumps, not much, just a couple up there that we'll need to go back and get rid of and clean up. And then we're going to pop that from the hoop. So with your directions, ooh, it's still very warm. You're going to trim down your stabilizer.
And make sure you don't trim your bag. You've all done that.
Drop a few things on the floor. Almost there. I mean, I knew how big this was, but it's bigger than I was thinking it was going to be. And then we have that all done. And then again, in your directions, it tells you the measurement for where to come down on the top, which was
1 1/4 if you're doing the
8 by
8
12?
by 12, not the 2 1/2, which is for the 5 by 7, which is what I did because I didn't read the instructions correctly.
And then this guy here,
Goes in the center.
I can take these out, yes?
Yep, everything.
It was just keeping it all.
Yep, absolutely. So you're kind of going to lay this on your cutting mat, and then you can't pin into the leather because of course you'll see the holes. So what I did was I put it on my mat, I placed it where I wanted it to be, I clipped the two like the edges, and then what I did was I folded the bottom up like this, right? And then I clipped along the bottom to hold this edge, and then I stitched down on the opposite edge here. And then I did the opposite because this kind of helped hold everything.
Kept it straight and from shifting.
So just fold the bottom edge up, and then you can use your Wonder Clips down there to hold that. And then when you're trying to do that long strip, it won't shift on you because it has no place to go. And then
do the opposite.
And then do the opposite. Yep. Clip there, and then stitch there. Yep. That's it.
And then for finishing, we're just going to, once we have our embellishments sewn on, we're going to put right sides together and sew up those side seams, and then it is definitely having you box those corners.
Yep.
So that leather has a base. It's a
Yep.
area, not just a straight bag.
Yep. Exactly.
So you've got a firm base to the bag.
Yep, and then you
So.
can trim all of your excess stuff. Of course, there's 100 different things that you could do to your tote bag at this point. You could line it. You could do the other type of corners that we've done before. You could not put leather on the bottom. You
Yep.
could do a whole kinds of different things. But this is the embroidery part, and the instructions for finishing it are very clear. But that is my little tip for holding on to the bottom piece, because otherwise you've just got this little thing and it's really easy for
It's
the
really
whole
easy
bag
for
to
it to
shift.
start to shift.
Yep, it's hard to sew. It's really hard to, and I was like, well, I could like use a fusible or something on underneath it, or a little spray or glue or something, but folding it up at the bottom edge was just
Super easy.
So
Absolutely.
okay.
There you go. I think that sounds great.
Yeah.
Is there any other questions out there? So we had a few different colors we used. The original color that we used for the words was the first color that we used on the wave, and then we had an additional 2 kind of aqua teal colors. So 1707 was our first color, and then again we repeated that later. Yellow, you can really adjust however you would like. So yellow, brown, green, and teal.
Yep.
And then some sort of a pink something
your
or other for the shells and the stars. So pretty straightforward, nothing super complicated, but fun in the aspect of we've got a lot of different textiles and things going on. We've got foam, you've got felt, you've got iron-on glitter, and mylar. So lots of different things happening in one project. So super fun, but yet pretty quick.
Yeah.
It went, I mean, all things considered, it went together pretty quickly.
It did.
So, all right. Thanks for hanging out.
Yep.
You know where to find us.
We'll see some of you later on this afternoon.
See you next time.
Bye.